Hi everyone, and welcome to week 5. Your last week, you did quite a bit of work. I wish you do a bit more, and that's what we're going to do this time. Yeah, it's going to be more work this week. As you are going to unwrap the torso, body of a character. Alright, his trousers, pants, aka pants, and the shoes, yes, and the shoes. You are going to do 3 of them this week, okay? So make sure you get going early. Alright, you guys, and that you watch all the videos, okay? Not just 1, not just 2, just watch all the videos to ensure that you do it properly. I will make video this week because there's more work, though I do believe videos are dangerous to you guys, as they let you just copycat me and not actually think. When you actually read something, you have to understand it to a higher level, which make you better at it. Frankly, and that's one of the main reasons I've been asked to not put as many videos actually, and put more text. So in my next classes you'll probably have more text and less videos, okay? I'll just keep some videos at certain places because they are more explanative to what you're doing than actual text. So sometimes I do believe you gotta see me do it. But I want you guys to take your time when you watch those videos and actually pause the videos at places and experiment with things and not just do exactly what I do. What I do is what I do. That's my pipeline. It took me 15 years to create it, you guys, and I've been using it for at least 15 years now. Since, well, yeah, more than that, since 92, 93, you guys. And but there's other things similar, don't get me wrong. Unwrapping a head like last week, that's not another unwrap a head. Okay, unless you have a special software, you cannot do any other unwrapping types. Okay, you guys, stuff like that. You know, not flat channel is a not flat channel. It doesn't matter. Transparency is transparency. A bump is a bump. You know, so you need to be very familiar with those things and play a lot with them, so you can extrapolate later on when you get new problems. Basically, that's all it gets down to it. Okay, so let's get down to it. The first thing first, always when you're gonna actually texture something, is to unwrap things. Okay, you gotta do your UV map. Doesn't get much deeper than that. Okay, we'll start with the trousers. So I'm gonna put a couple layers. Right here, I'm gonna put the trousers on its own layers, and that on its own layers, and the shoes on their own layers. And we will texture only one shoe. Obviously, you can just duplicate it on the other side, okay? That will work fine. So on the first layer right here, we said we have the pants. So let's put that. It is important to name your layers, okay? Just like in Photoshop, so your work is clean, okay? Now right here, that's gonna be that one. So that's the torso. And the last one, the shoes. All right. Okay, let's start with the trousers, actually. I'll get going on the trousers. With the trousers, we have, first of all, to unwrap things. And that's one of the reasons I always keep, and I use primer to unwrap those type of things. Contrary to what you can think, it looks very cylindrical. It's all right, it's true, but it will not work. If you do cylindrical, right now, you're going to get, you know, something not very pretty. All right, that's going to be very hard to deal with, actually. All right, you guys, that'll be fairly hard to deal with that right there. There's a lot of overlapping things, basically. All right, which should not work out. It would take too long to actually clean up. All right, so we are going to use multiple planners. Let me undo that. We're going to use multiple planners. Actually, for that one, we're going to use 2 planners, one for the front, one for the back. All right, let me move a little bit that. Right here. All right. So one for the front, one for the back, and then we'll put them back together in one. Okay, and we use those as the actual natural clothing seam. All right, there's always a seam in those pants, so you just use that as a natural clothing, basically, seam. Okay, now and we'll put the texture of the actual belt on it too, and then we'll do a little different one. We'll do a planner, another planner here, and here, in the top, right there, to actually texture, you know, the belt under on top. Okay, you guys, that'd be very quick. So that's not a big deal for us to do that. All right, okay. So fairly simple of a job. I'm replacing the mesh. Some temporaries when you get messed up a little bit. You can do that too before you even get going. All right, if you need to. Though it's not on the mesh situation. Okay, now the first thing first, I'm going to right click, go to face, and I need to do my selection of faces. Okay, I like to do that in the perspective viewport right here, so it's simple. Okay, click on B to make it bigger and drag with your left mouse. Okay, and I'll go through that right here. And that's fairly quick. What we want to do is we want to ensure that's the only thing we actually selected, all right, and that there's nothing else but those things selected. Okay, so we're going to another mode, and we're going to look at that, and we're going to pick it apart when we don't need it. All right, to ensure there's no, like those ones right here, for example. And the one on the top if you have them selected too. Because remember, we'll do that in another planner axis. Remember, you learn your planners, you gotta learn that axis also. Okay, well that looks pretty good here. That's pretty much anything I wanted. No, I don't need those right here. Those two right there, I don't need them. All right. Let me see. That's all good now. Okay, now I've made a good selection. In case I get messed up, I'm going to create what's called a quick selection set, you guys. That was going to keep my selection. Okay, I'll call it front. Okay, like that, if I unselect it by unlock, I can always go back to edit and the quick select set right here, and the front will redo my selection. Okay, that's very useful. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a select invert. All right, you guys, and I'm just gonna not take all those. And there is some inside. Hold on a second, let me redo that. What I want to do now, I need to delete those faces. There's some faces here that I don't want to. Make sure you clean it up ready. Everything that's not going to be useful, you know, take it right of it. And those are not going to be useful, that's for sure. You're not going to see them. So, no, right here, right there. You can delete those. Okay, they were outside. Oh, that's the belt. I apologize. That's the belt. My fault. So that's all good. We're all good for that. So now let's do the back selection. Okay. Really quickly, you can take the tool. That's fine. Okay, it works pretty well. I like that tool. It's got an option. If you look at its option right here, you can see select, toggle, and unselect. Okay, so you can actually change what you want, which is pretty useful. Because selection is time-consuming, kind of painful in my eye, frankly. Never been a huge fan of selecting faces. All right. Let me check one thing just a second, though. Let's go to here. Okay. Right here. And let me pick apart the one I don't want, which is all those right here. Back to where we were, basically. Yeah, you want to ensure everything is clean, though. So that's why I rather backed up sometime at the beginning, because if you go through the process with the wrong staging, let's keep it this way, wrong pipeline, and you did the wrong thing, then it's going to get worse and worse and worse. It doesn't get better in 3D, it gets worse, okay? Which is not what you want to get into. You want to keep it super strong, so the next step is very well built too, okay? Animation will react well to your texturing. The texturing will deform well because you enforce a strict pipeline, you guys, when you did it, okay? That's very important to me. Alright, yeah. So now we have that. Let's see inside, looks pretty good. Let me take those out. We don't need them either. We will do an actual mapping just for that. Right here. Okay. Now, what axis we're going to do it the same as the other one, so we can see here the blue one here. That's the Z-axis. So we now create our UVs.